Welcome, everyone. It's Tuesday. My name is Lorna. This is our noon meditation together, and we're celebrating Swami Kriyananda's birthday. Swami Kriyananda is a direct disciple of Paramahansa Yogananda, and he was the founder of Ananda. Everything that we know of that's Ananda all began with Swami. Some of us had the pleasure and the privilege and the blessing to know him while he was alive here with us. And some of you may never have had that opportunity. But we are honoring him today because of everything that he offered, everything he did for us, the example he gave us, the energy and effort he put into creating what we know of as Ananda, the opportunity that we have now to serve the world through this work. Everything began with him. And he was a great soul. And everybody you talk to that knew him speaks about his divine friendship. The fact that he was able to be a friend sincerely and honestly with everyone he met. And it was a remarkable quality and an amazing example for all of us. So we're going to talk a little bit more about Swami today. I have Swami Hanuman here with me. He's going to join us here in just a moment and share some. Then after that, we will have a meditation together as we have been doing. It'll be about a half an hour meditation. We'll end with healing prayers. And we're just really happy to have this chance to be with you and to do this together today. So I'm going to let Hanuman come in and share what he wants to. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. So good to see you through the lens of this little camera. I wanted to start with a quote that I heard recently. It's a quote by Swami Kriyananda. Yes, God takes care of us. That's true. But he's not going to take care of us by continuing dusting the path before us as we walk. God has but one purpose in mind. God has but one desire, and that is for our love, our unconditional, wholehearted love. There's two things that struck me at this. One was he had a great sense of humor. And as he wrote this, oftentimes in most of his writings, he has that kind of dry sense of humor that makes everyone chuckle. And, part of the reason, I was thinking back, and when he first came to Master, he was in his early 20s. I wonder if he had that type of was that humorous, because I get from reading his book that he was a pretty serious thinker. He was trying to figure out, what's life all about? And then he meets his guru. And this is a guru that loved to laugh, loved to just be a part of opening people's hearts and minds. And he knew that joy really was the answer to that. And so I think it's something that Swami learned from his guru. The other thing that is important here is why do we need to love God? I mean, doesn't God already know we love him? I mean, the simple answer is that we need to learn how to love. And the only way we can do that is learning how to love first each other, first ourselves, and then each other, and then also those around us. And then finally, God. And this is the great blessing that Swamiji and our gurus have brought to us. They've given us, they are the living examples of what it takes to find true happiness in our life, is to find out how to love, how to relate to the guru and to God in such a way that our love goes beyond any of the trials that life is going to bring all of us. It's a great and wonderful gift. And as Lorna was telling us, Swamiji had a way of making everyone feel like you were his friend. He also carried with him a certain power. In other words, that friendship was based on a deeper understanding. And if you tried to personalize that friendship, he would cut it off. That's not what he wanted. He wanted you to be a friend in God. And there's so many examples of this in his life, but soon you realize that if you spent any time with Swamiji, that he was opening his heart to you just as much as he was opening his heart to anybody else. That was just who he was. In fact, he once said, "All I want to be remembered for is that of a good disciple. No one is special to me. I'm not even special to myself." He just wanted to do exactly what his guru taught him and was an example of, was that of a clear window to the divine. Everything goes to the divine. And that's such a great lesson for each and every one of us to be able to go forth in life. And that's the importance of this particular path, this guru disciple relationship. It's not that, it's the example and the energy that we're looking at when we're looking at Swamiji or Master or any of the other masters in our lineage. Each one reflected to those that they were teaching the guru. Swamiji reflected Master. Master reflected Sri Yukteswar, and on up to Babaji and Christ. And so this gift of learning to love and being able to see someone who had achieved that unconditional love to his guru and God through each and every soul that they met. It's we're very blessed to have that experience. I think I just want to leave you with one quote that I got from Asha today, actually. She said, "The power of the individual attuned to the divine is infinite. The ability to attune to the guru, to Swamiji, to his music, to his writings, is what will help us achieve that point of infinite understanding." And I feel so blessed to be a part of this great love affair with the divine through Swamiji, through our gurus, through each other. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Hanuman. Reflecting on the life of the saints is very expansive for us. And there are so many layers of blessings and of lessons that we can learn. So if you didn't know Swami Kriyananda personally, you never met him, you can still draw on his example. Someone who dedicated his life to finding God and then sharing everything that he received with everyone he met. There was just no limit to his ability to translate that and be a channel for that to everybody. So, what I'd like to do now is just take these thoughts and we're going to go into a meditation together. Meditation is our doorway, it's how we access all of these truths. If we keep them just on the surface, they're nice to hear, they might be a bit inspiring, but they don't change us. If we're able to go more deeply inside and be still and absorb what it is that the great saints and avatars try to give us, then it can be life-changing. It can actually expand our consciousness and change our perspective on the world. So that's what we're trying to do every day here when we meditate. I'd like to read from The Secrets of Meditation. Again, this is another wonderful gift that Swami Kriyananda gave us. These are tips on meditation for each day of the month. You can take these on a daily basis and use them in your meditation. This one is: the secret of meditation is to feel space in the body and gradually expand that feeling from the body outward into infinite space. Someone once described Swami Kriyananda as having no boundaries to his consciousness. Most of us have boundaries. We have boxes that we put ourselves in our self-definitions, in the way we see the world. We just have limitations that are self-imposed. And the more we expand our identity and we understand that our true self is divine consciousness, those boundaries just fall away. And Swami Kriyananda had no boundaries. There were no edges to his consciousness. And that's what I think of when I read this. Feel space in the body. You start with the body, and that's the big limitation most of us carry around with us, is this body. This is who I am. This is how big I am, how tall I am. This is my identification. And if we start with the body and feeling space there, just feeling that it's dissolving away, and then we gradually expand that feeling outward so that we dissolve those edges and those boundaries that we think are there. So let's focus on that some in our meditation today. And let's begin together with a prayer. Heavenly Father, Divine Mother, friend, beloved God, great masters, Jesus Christ, Babaji Krishna, Lahiri Mahashai, Swami Sri Yukteswar, Paramahansa Yogananda, saints of all religions, we bow to you all. Divine Mother, thank you for the life of Swami Kriyananda. Thank you for his divine friendship and all that he did for us. Help us to see his example
Help us to see his example
and take it into our own lives.
and take it into our own lives.
Help us to learn to be a divine friend,
Help us to be a divine friend,
just as he was with us.
just as he was with us.
We are your children.
We are your children.
Om, peace. Amen. Now for meditation. Of course, make sure that your spine is upright, that you're comfortable in the position that you're in, whether it's on a chair or on the floor, and that your heart is open and receptive. Then tune into the breath. And the first thing we're going to do is inhale with a double breath, tense the whole body, and then release it. We'll do that 2 or 3 times to let go of any residual tension. You may feel some tingling. You may feel just a sense of softening of the muscles. Just relax more deeply into the spine. Watch the breath. If you do a couple rounds of even count breathing, inhale to a count of 4 or 6, hold to the same count, and then exhale again to the same count so that you even your breathing and you become more centered in your spine. Then let go of the counting and allow your breath to flow naturally without trying to control it. Relax your abdomen so it moves as you breathe. Gently lift your eyes to the point between the eyebrows, meaning a gentle, uplifted gaze, always relaxed. And begin with the body, a sense of space, feeling the boundaries of the body melt away. Try to have a sense that you are deeply centered, that there are no edges. And gradually expand that feeling of space, limitless, expansive space in every direction. Let's end our meditation with healing prayers, keeping our eyes uplifted, that sense of peace and calmness within. Visualize the blessings that flow through this line of gurus and Swami Kriyananda. Visualize that light bathing the planet, touching all souls, giving comfort and courage, healing and light, blessing all souls everywhere. Let's pray together. Divine Mother, Thou art omnipresent. Thou art in all Thy children. Manifest Thy healing presence in all bodies, minds, and souls. And then we rub our hands together, magnetizing them, chanting Om together 3 times. Om. Om. Peace. Amen. There were a couple memories that came to me during the meditation. My experiences with Swami, which were not very many. I had the privilege of meeting him, but most of my experiences were pretty brief. He came here to Ananda, Portland several times over the years after we developed as a colony. One of the times I was at the airport, we were all seeing him off. This was before, of course, 9/11. Things were a little different then, and we were all able to hang out, waiting for the boarding of the plane. And somebody mentioned ice cream. I always think of Swami's story about Master giving them money to go get ice cream when he was a young monk. Somebody mentioned ice cream, and we went to the ice cream parlor there in the airport. I didn't have any money. I never had any money in my pocket. And so I just politely declined and said, no, I don't need any ice cream. And Swami kind of looked at me sweetly. He ordered strawberry ice cream. And we all sat down around the little tables there, and everybody was chatting. And as Hanuman mentioned, Swami had a good sense of humor and was always lighthearted. So it was always enjoyable being around him. And Swami took like 2 bites of his strawberry ice cream and then passed it over to me and said, here, would you like to finish it? So I finished his strawberry ice cream. He was just so sweet. And it's a little tiny little thing. But in my heart and in my memories of Swami, that stands out because he just always made people feel that they were important. Not in a personal way, not as in you're my best friend, but just in a lovely, divine way of knowing that your value is not anything to do with who you are in a limited way. what you look like or what you could do, whether you had money in your pocket. It was just, you're a child of God, and we're all here together. And he always just wanted to share that light and that friendship. I have one other memory that stands out. He came to the temple, and I was teaching Sunday school at that time. My children were young. And at that time, we had quite a few children who would come on Sundays with their parents. And I taught Sunday school almost every week. And it was his birthday, Swami's birthday. And so I spent most of the time in Sunday school helping the children rehearse a birthday song for him, not the traditional one, but a special one just for Swami. And we worked on it and we worked on it. And then we were invited out into the sanctuary to join everybody and sing the song near the end of the service. And as I brought all the children, there must have been 12 or 15 of them, I brought them up to the dais, and it suddenly occurred to me that they may not know who Swami is. Maybe they never met him before. So I just said, we're going to sing to Swami Kriyananda. And he was in the front row of the sanctuary. And I said, and there's Swami. And he just waved and said, hi, to all the children in such a lovely, it was like he was one of the children himself. He just immediately gave them the impression that he was one of them. And they weren't nervous anymore. They weren't all skittish. They all stood there calmly, and they sang the birthday song very sweetly. And we got everybody in the sanctuary and the congregation to join us. And it was a very dear moment because, again, he just offered his friendship to everybody. The fact that these were little people that were younger than most of us didn't make a difference at all. They were just more children of God. And those are always my feelings when I think about Swami Kriyananda, that he was a dear friend, and he offered a mirror back to all of us what our potential really is. And again, if you didn't have the opportunity to meet him or to know him, you can still draw on everything that he gave through the music, through the books, the readings, the wealth of resources that we have to share that came through him. And also just in his consciousness, you can actually access that divine friendship and that wisdom, even if he's not here in the body. Happy birthday, Swami. We'd also like to invite you to join us and Ananda Worldwide, people all over the world who are celebrating, who are acknowledging and commemorating Swami Kriyananda today. On the ananda.org website, you'll find a link to an evening event that will be happening this evening at 6 o'clock to 7:30. It's just on the home page. You can find it right on the home page and click through. Jyotish and Devi, who are the spiritual directors of Ananda Worldwide, will be broadcasting from the Temple of Light at Ananda Village. And I'm sure there'll be some music and as well as some sharing, perhaps a slideshow of Swami. I don't know what's planned, but I know it will be a lovely evening. And it's free and everybody can tune in together. I hope you'll join me again tomorrow. We will have the noon meditation again. It will be from 12 to 12:30 for the rest of the week. And it's just been a pleasure to share this time with you and Hanuman, and many blessings on Swami's birthday.